All right, thank you for sitting down for this interview. Could I get your name and could I have you spell that?
Jacob, Jacob, Duncan, Duncan.
All right, and do you have any titles with that name? Would you be Dr. Duncan, Mr. Duncan?
No titles.
All right. And is it okay if I record this for my supervisor?
Sure.
All right, sounds good. So you're a student here at Salisbury University, right?
Correct.
How do you like it here so far?
I like Salisbury. It's a small school, and I like the environment and the professors, so I'm enjoying my time here.
Yeah, that's great. And do you have any advice maybe for high school seniors?
Any advice is to really get involved at Salisbury. It's such a small school, so you're able to get involved. Professors are willing to help you. There's a lot of groups you can get into, so just definitely be involved any chance you can.
All right, awesome. And I was just wondering if you could tell me a little bit about a meeting or an event that you've attended here at SU.
Sure. So a meeting I had is a weekly meeting with my professor. We go over software engineering, which is one of our classes we take. It's called Computer Science 425. And essentially what we do is every week we tell him what we did that week with our regards to our project, any sort of issues we've had, progress we've made, and then he'll give us advice going forward next week and any other things he sees in the future that we need to work on. So it's kind of like a weekly meeting where we just catch up with him and then talk about the project.
Wonderful. What's the project you're working on?
It's for the internship web portal. We're doing a redesign and restructure of the math and computer science department.
And would you say that would be under the software engineering field?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's just designing websites?
Designing and re-implementing, I guess, because we're adding some new features to it.
Wonderful. What are some of those new features?
So what we're going to do is we're going to allow companies to request their listing to be put on our website instead of us just getting random emails and having our department forward them to the students, because that can be really monotonous and just have like a long list of replies. So what we're going to do is create a platform for companies to be able to put their request for a listing on our website, have our administrators such as Dr. Franke or Dr. Wainwright approve them, and then they'll be posted for our students to see through a nice UI that we create, which we haven't done yet, but will be implemented.
All right, wonderful. And do you think that this meeting this week was important?
I do. I think it was very important. There's some things that we've been stuck on for the past week, and learning from our professor. He's very knowledgeable on the topic, so if we ever get stuck, he can help us. And certain things in general, like towards software engineering, can get kind of tricky. So once we get stuck in those things, we just need some help from him, and then we can keep moving.
What was maybe a challenge you had this week?
One of the challenges we had this week was with our database implementation. So we're starting to be able to persist data that comes in from these companies that want to put their listing on our website. So we'll take their address and their name and their listing qualifications, and we'll put those on our database. And to do that, we had to have multiple people such as me and my team members be able to put this sort of information in one place. And when those two separate pieces of information kind of like merged, we had some conflicts there, and he told us how to resolve those.
Yeah, and then could you maybe explain like what a database is in layman's term
Sure.
for someone who might not know it?
Yeah, a database is essentially a way to take data that you're using at any sort of time, and instead of having it go away after your program is done running, you will persist it so that you can use it later whenever your program needs to be run again.
All right, wonderful. And do you think that your professor took anything away from this meeting that was maybe different than some other meetings you've had in the past?
This is the first meeting where we've really struggled and actually needed help from him. So I think he's seeing that we're hitting a point where we were knowledgeable on the topic that we were going into and doing this project, and now that we're actually struggling on it, we're actually making improvements in ourselves to learn new things and to get adjusted to new topics. So I think that he can kind of see that now.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for sitting down at this meeting, and we will be in touch.
Awesome, thank you.